In professional wrestling, just like any other sport, there is always that one debate that brings up controversy, outrageous takes, heated debates more than any other. And that is who is the greatest of all time. Now, when you talk about the greatest professional wrestler of all time, you've got to bring a lot of different attributes into that. Can they talk on the microphone? Are they good in the ring? Are they a good storyteller? Do they have the look? It's everything. Now, you can have different opinions on all of those things. You know, I personally think the best promo of all time, I think, is The Rock. I think the best wrestler of all time, in terms of their in-ring ability, is Chris Benoit. I think the best storyteller of all time is Bray Wyatt. I think the best look a wrestler has ever had, you're probably looking at something basic like, I don't know, Jeff Hardy with the face paint. It's all subjective, you know. People think Shawn Michaels is the GOAT, Ric Flair, John Cena, Randy Orton, everyone. But for me, this is a very tough debate to have. Personally, in my opinion, the greatest of all time, the best wrestler ever, the greatest wrestler of all time, for me, is The Undertaker. And here is why. The main reason I believe that The Undertaker is the greatest professional wrestler of all time is very similar to why a lot of people think someone like Ric Flair is. And for me, that is just, he is the total package, you know. He has an amazing character in The Undertaker. He's an incredible in-ring worker, one of the best big men, if not the best big man, that professional wrestling has ever seen. He is a very good promo when he needs to be. He can make you believe everything. He makes you invested in everything. And as well, the longevity. The man had a 30-year career and basically tortured himself for the entertainment of the fans. His dedication to the business is like nothing we've ever seen before. And you can't knock that when it's, you know, all he ever loved. He gave everything for it, you know, all the surgeries. Everything was for the business and for the entertainment of the fans. And that is something that as a fan you always have to appreciate when, you know, and it wasn't like he was doing it half-assed every night. It was every single time he got in there, you know, even though towards the end of his career things didn't go as well as planned, he gave it everything. And I was never not entertained when watching an Undertaker match, with the possible exception of the Goldberg match, but I think that has more to do with Goldberg's inability to wrestle and inability to perform safely, but that's neither here nor there. However, I think longevity is the reason why you've got to consider The Undertaker is the greatest to ever do it. My final point to end this on is that this may sound like a weird point as well, but for me, The Undertaker has had the most amount of greatest matches, if you know what I mean. When you look at, in my opinion, he's had the greatest wrestling match of all time, him versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25. But you look at that, like, the streak as well, that's another reason why, like, the fact he was even in the company to do that for what, he was 25-2 at WrestleMania, and the fact that they didn't even realise what they had until halfway through, then you get on that run of just incredible matches, you know, 23 versus Batista, 24 in the main event versus Edge, 25 against Shawn Michaels, 26 against Shawn Michaels in Shawn Michaels' last match, 27 against Triple H, 28 in the no-holds-barred end of an era Hell in a Cell, 29 against CM Punk. That run is some of the greatest WrestleMania matches we've ever seen. Like, and some of those matches are the best point on a lot of dud shows, you know. 23 was a very good show, 24 top 5 WrestleMania, 25 wasn't great but had the greatest match ever, 26 was good but this was great, 27 was the worst WrestleMania of all time and had this match, 28 was good but had a great match, 29 was awful and had a very good match of The Undertaker. And yes, it didn't end perfectly with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, but, you know, with Brock Lesnar, he was so severely concussed, he doesn't even remember it unless he watches it back. Like, that's not The Undertaker's fault, that's not Brock's fault, it's not ballet, the old saying. But you look at the matches, and then even after that, you know, 36 against AJ Styles, his final ever match, is got to be up there with, you know, Shawn Michaels' last match, but then he came back. Ric Flair's last match, but then he came back. It's honestly one of the... I remember watching it during the pandemic, and I was just sat there at 4 a.m, just in pure shock, and just, I loved it because it was everything that it needed to be for The Undertaker, because you don't want to see him get hurt, and you want to see him have the end to his career that he wanted, because if there's someone that deserved it, it was him, for everything he gave. But again, that's just my opinion. Let me know yours down in the comments section below. Who do you think is the greatest wrestler of all time? Who do you think is the greatest mic worker, the greatest character, the greatest storyteller, the greatest promo, the greatest technical wrestler? I'll tell you now mine. Technical wrestler for me, I know he's not a popular figure. It's got to be Chris Benoit or Bret Hart or Eddie Guerrero. Best mic worker, I think you've got to look at The Rock, or potentially even John Cena. I think, you know, those two are up there. Best storyteller for me, no doubt, it's Bray Wyatt. You know, a video about Bray Wyatt will come soon. It's just I haven't really... I don't know, I've not really spoken about this, but even though I did not obviously know him or ever got the chance to meet him, I don't think I will ever have it feel real that Bray Wyatt is no longer around, because just every premium live event that you watched, you just thought, is this the night that Bray comes back? And that night when he did come back in Philadelphia, Extreme Rules, you know, I've never seen a return quite like it. Everything that went into it. You know, you can have great returns such as CM Punk or Edge where they just turn up, but this was a whole 5-star movie trailer, and then you saw the man. And I know his final ever match, the Pitch Black match, wasn't great. The aesthetic was great, but obviously the match wasn't. I did quite enjoy the LA Knight feud, and I really hope that Bo Dallas can come back as Uncle Howdy and sort of go on a tribute run similar to what Rey Mysterio did to Eddie Guerrero, and hopefully we can see some of the ideas that he had, because I don't think there's ever been a more captivating, creative individual in the history of professional wrestling other than Bray Wyatt. But again, that's just my opinion. So let me know what you'd like to see in the video. Would you like it to be my thoughts and memories of him, a documentary style video, like a short mini documentary? Or what else would you like to see? Let me know. We've got a lot of videos coming up soon on the channel as we prepare for the WrestleMania season. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.